Hello, welcome back to another video on my channel. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a couple of weeks. I've been busy with life now that lockdown restrictions have eased a little bit. But I'm back for this big ranking all modern series companions video. Basically I compiled this sort of PowerPoint about a couple of weeks ago, and I just haven't got around to recording it, so here we are. The companions that I've included, well, there's 14 of them, and they're the ones that are in front of you now. Obviously, when I started including like Nardole, I felt like I had to include Captain Jack, and then I had to include Rory, which meant I had to include Mickey. So I think if you really want to know my thoughts on a companion that isn't here, then just comment down below and I'll tell you. But without further ado, let's get on with the video and see who's in 14th place. And that would be Ryan Sinclair. He's an odd one, isn't he? Because if the rumours are true that he's leaving at Christmas or whenever it is, I am quite certain that he will be at this bottom spot for a while. I've said it before and I'll say it again, he's as plain as a brick for me. He doesn't talk, well actually he talks, but with just no emotion. And he tries to be, I mean, no offence to Tosin Cole, but he's not the best actor on the planet. But I think, you know, he does his job, but I just wish they took his character a little further. He was better in Series 11 than he was Series 12. But, you know, his whole dyspraxia thing was not, I don't think it was mentioned once in Series 12, which is a bit of a shame really. So, sorry Ryan, but you're in 14th. Coming in at 13, we've got River Song. Now this might be controversial, but I really don't like River Song much. She's too complicated for me. I just find the whole romantic thing with the Doctor a little bit weird, especially with Matt Smith when he's like 20 years younger than her. Some of the scenes that she's in just makes me feel a little bit uneasy, and I'm not sure what it is. But she's a bit weird for my liking, and some of her dialogue is just a little bit off. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, she's great with Peter Capaldi, and I think she's quite good in the Silence two-parter, the Silence in the Library two-parter with David Tennant. But then when it gets to the Matt Smith, especially Series 6, it is a little bit wobbly. But hey-ho. In number 12 we have Yasmin Khan. Now, Yas Khan is got pretty much nothing to do in Series 11. In between Series 11 and 12, she was definitely my least favourite of the three. But looking back, she's definitely probably gone up a lot. And yes, she's quite low on the ranking, but again, hopefully we're going to see her in Series 13. And I'm really excited actually, because I do feel like she has a lot of potential. But then again, who knows with Chibnall. But I just can't really put her any higher. And there she is, but I'm looking forward to seeing more adventures with her and Jodie, hopefully. Now this might be controversial, Captain Jack. I know loads of people love Captain Jack, and he's okay, I like him. But he's just never really, there's just something about him that I've not really ever gravitated to. He's just not someone that captures me on screen when he's, you know, in the episodes. But then again, if he's returning for Christmas or whenever it's going to be, I'm excited for that, to see, you know, what Chibnall will do with his character. But again, he just doesn't really land for me, but that's just my personal opinion. And yeah, there we go. So moving on to the top 10. Coming in at 10th spot, we have Graham O'Brien, and I do feel a little bit bad for putting the three Jodie companions at the kind of bottom of this ranking. But again, Graham, he was great in Series 11, and then Series 12 just sort of tailed off a little bit. I just don't think his character went very far, and the stuff that he was given in Series 11 was great with, you know, with Ryan. I know they had a bit of bonding and a bit of character development, but then Series 12 is just, I feel like the TARDIS team in Series 12 is a little bit too crowded, so who knows. But I think he's great, and Bradley Walsh portrays the character brilliantly, so he gets my respect for that. In ninth spot, we do have Rose Tyler. Again, this might be controversial, I'm not really sure. But I think she was great in Series 1, to be honest, with Christopher Eccleston. She had some brilliant stories. Not much else to say. But then as soon as she got into David Tennant's Series 2, I think things started to sort of take a bit of a weird direction. And I'm really not a fan of their sort of relationship, sort of lovey-dovey stuff. But it's okay. It's just sort of gets in the way, and I much prefer her with Christopher Eccleston, so for that she gets higher on the list. But I feel like when you think of Rose, you do think of like David Tennant, sort of just the Doctor, just sort of loving, fantasising over Rose. But oh well. Moving into number 8, we do have Martha Jones, the companion who followed Rose, and I think she's a very solid companion. You know, I've got literally no problems with her, but again, I just prefer 7 other companions, and she was only in Series 3 and I guess a bit of Series 4, but she's great, you know. There's really not much to say apart from good companion, and I don't have any problems with Martha. Not really. In number 7, we do have Clara Oswald. I think Clara's a funny one, to be honest, because I've never really known myself where I stand with Clara. I don't hate her. I certainly don't love her, but she works on the screen for me, and I think the relationship between her and 12 is very nice. Her and 11, very nice. But there's just something, I don't know if it's the whole impossible girl thing. I still don't know what that was about, to be honest. Someone please enlighten me what that was about. But yeah, not really much to say. I will say one thing. Face the Raven, her death definitely got me, even though I wasn't a massive Clara fan. I probably was at the time, to be honest, because when it first aired, I was very, you know, close to choking up a little bit. But I think that's down to the writing and not really anything to do with Clara. But again, who knows? Who knows? But Jenna Coleman, great actress. Clara works for me. In 6th spot, we have Rory Williams, Amy Pond's husband person, and I think he's a very solid companion, to be honest. He and Amy were the companions that the first companions I experienced, because I started watching the show 10 years ago, at the start of Series 5, so obviously they have a big soft spot in my heart. But I think they're great, you know. Rory, sometimes he can be a bit of a wet blanket, I guess that's the sort of phrase that you would use. But do you know what? I enjoy him, and although I'm not a big fan of his sort of dying and coming back to life, I still don't get that. I'm not very good with timey-wimey stuff, to be honest. I just like how Arthur Darvill portrays the character. So that's Rory. Now we're moving into the top 5. Moving on to number 5 now, we have Mickey Smith. Now, I won't lie to you, when I was composing this list, Mickey never strikes me as a companion that I go, oh yeah, I love Mickey. But somehow he just sort of fell into 5th place, and I'm kind of shocked, but in a good way. Looking back, Mickey is a great companion, and I have literally no problems with him whatsoever. I enjoy him on screen. I think he's a very strong character most of the time. And I think he's great in episodes like Boomtown and The Girl in the Fireplace and Rise of the Cybermen. You know, he's just a very solid companion, and I wish we saw a bit more of him. But that's all I really have to say. I think he's very good. Very good indeed. Moving on to number 4, we do have Miss Amy Pond. Again, first companion that I ever really took to. So she was always going to sort of, I'm always going to be quite fond of Amy. I know some people find her a little bit annoying and whiny, and I can see why. I will say this, I definitely think her time as a companion descends, like goes down quite a bit. She's brilliant in Series 5, pretty strong in Series 6, and I'm less of a fan in Series 7, but I still think she's great, and her relationship with 11 is perfect. There's no sort of romantic things, obviously, because of, well, unless you include the scene at the end of Flesh and Stone or whatever it's called. But you know, I think she works really well with Eleven, and they're a great TARDIS team in my opinion. So Amy will always be up there in my ranking. So there we go. Coming in at number 3, this is going to be very controversial. I can feel it already. Nardole. Yeah, that's right. Nardole is going to be 3rd. Now, just like probably everyone else on the planet, when they revealed that Nardole would be a regular for Series 10 after whenever it was the return of Dr. Mysterio, I was absolutely dreading it. I was thinking, what is Stephen Moffat thinking? This character is clearly not loved enough to bring back as a pretty full companion, in my opinion. So why did they do it? But oh my god, I think we were all proven wrong at just how good Nardole is. I think even if you're not a biggest fan of him now, I bet you that you can safely say that he was an improvement in Series 10. You saw the sort of dark side of him, and it's great, and then he's very comedic to very dark, and it's very, very good, and Matt Lucas plays him brilliantly, and it's such a great addition to Series 10, and I'm glad he was in it, essentially. So there we go. Number 2, Donna Noble. What can I say? The best Russell T Davies companion, in my opinion. Just brilliant. Absolutely no relation, sort of lovey stuff with the Doctor, which is brilliant because that stuff puts me off big time. Just a very solid companion, can be so funny, can be quite dark, and oh, her sort of demise in the finale, if you would call it that, it's just so heartbreaking and just sad. And when I took part in the rewatch of the Series 4 finale, I forgot, wow, Donna is just a great companion, isn't she? And I would love to see her do another series with David Tennant, probably not with Matt Smith, but obviously she's great for what we've got, and Catherine Tate is a brilliant actress. So there we go. Number 1, I think you probably figured this one out, if not, you're about to find out anyway. It's Bill Potts. Oh, Bill Potts, I love Bill Potts. She is just the biggest breath of fresh air that the show needed after Series 9. We had Clara for years. It must have been about 4 years, maybe, I think, of Clara. And Bill is just what we needed. I knew from her announcement in April 2016 that I knew I was just going to love her. She was just so cool, so fresh. I mean, she was asking questions, you know, can I use the toilet? You know, the questions that you would probably genuinely ask if you were a companion. And so relatable, so relatable, and just cool. And I wish, just like Christopher Eccleston, as the 9th Doctor, that she stayed on longer, because she has so much potential, and those sort of 12-13 episodes that we got with her, brilliant series, but they weren't enough. I wish she sort of stayed on with Jodie in a way, but I'm not sure how that would turn out. So there we go, everyone. That was my modern series companion ranking of 2020. I'd love to know down in the comments, you know, you don't have to give me a big list of all 14, but maybe just your favourite companion and your least favourite companion. I'd love to know. So I'd really appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up, as obviously putting these slides together was quite hard. And yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video, whenever that may be. Bye for now.